The war in Ukraine is still raging. April 30th, 2026. Ukraine's 68th Separate Jaeger Brigade. FPV drones in the air, and Russian soldiers with nowhere to go. Watch these moments carefully. Open terrain, no cover, no support. The drone closes in before they even process what's above them. Some run, some freeze. None of it changes the outcome. This is the front line in 2026. The drone is always watching, and once it finds you, there's no second chance. The operator was scanning the tree line, looking for any movement. Then, a soldier, completely still under a tree, pressed against the trunk, convinced that if he didn't move, the drone wouldn't find him. The drone was already closing in. Standing still doesn't make you invisible, it just makes you a stationary target. As the drone closed in, he tried to move at the last second, but it didn't make any difference. Why do you think he chose to stay completely still instead of running? In this footage, soldiers moving in a vehicle are suddenly met with a fast-approaching FPV drone strike. Is it really possible to say from this GoPro footage that a shotgun is more effective than automatic weapons against drones? This footage captures perhaps one of the most desperate moments on the front line. In the Lyman region, a soldier was spotted. He tried to use the wooded terrain to escape the pursuing Ukrainian FPV drone. Running through the dense forest, surrounded by thick trees, he attempted to break line of sight in hopes of getting away. But the Signum Battalion drone operator was so experienced that, even in such difficult terrain, he managed to keep the soldier locked as a target. This is what 1 month of war looks like in a single sector. April. Azov, First Corps area of responsibility. Russian forces pushed hard toward Dobropilia, trying to reach the borders of Donetsk Oblast. They didn't make it. Here are the numbers. 1,723 confirmed losses, 785 wounded, 2 tanks, 10 armored vehicles, 83 artillery systems, 4 rocket launchers, 492 vehicles, 1,351 fortifications and command posts, all destroyed or damaged. And what you're watching is how those numbers were built. Drone strike after drone strike throughout April by the strike brigades of the 1st Corps and the Perm Drone Battalion. Methodical, relentless, month-long pressure. Russian generals had plans to advance on the map. The Azov 1st Corps made sure that's exactly where those plans stayed. When a single corps can inflict this level of damage in 1 month, what does that say about Russia's ability to sustain this offensive long-term? This time, a drone operator from the 414th Magyar Birds detected a trail in a wooded area. He quickly realized it was a route used by Russian soldiers. Following the tracks, he spotted a soldier beneath a tree and immediately launched an attack. 150 kilometers inside Russia, Voronezh Oblast, a forward landing pad with 4 helicopters, 2 Mi-28 attack helicopters and 2 Mi-17s. Mid-refuel, mid-maintenance check. Engines still warm. Ukraine's SBS Birds found them anyway. Pilots from the 429th Brigade Achilles and the 43rd Assault Brigade, coordinated with Special Operations Center A, ran a joint operation on April 29th. The strikes were precise. Rear central section of the engine compartment, avoiding the main rotor blades entirely. That's not luck. That's deliberate targeting at 150 kilometers range. At least 2 helicopters hit. 1 ground crew member confirmed down. And this is just the beginning. More footage is coming. Ukrainian drones reaching helicopters 150 kilometers inside Russia. At what point does no military asset feel safe anywhere near this war? Slovyansk direction. Ukraine's SOVA FM unit, 81st Airmobile Brigade, and Russian soldiers on the wrong end of a patrol. 30 seconds of footage. FPV drones closing in, one target after another. No warning, no cover, no counter. This sector has seen some of the most sustained drone pressure of the entire war. And SOVA FM is a big reason why. When airmobile brigades operate FPV units this effectively, has the drone completely replaced the helicopter as the primary threat from above? Perm, 1,500 kilometers from Ukraine, and it's burning. For the second day in a row, SBU's Alpha Special Operations Center struck the Lukoil Perm refinery, one of Russia's largest, with a capacity of nearly 13 million tons per year.
Ебать, мне все трясется. Он падает.
The strike hit the AVT-4 primary processing unit, setting both vacuum and atmospheric distillation columns on fire and effectively putting the entire unit out of operation. 2 days, 2 strikes, same city. As of late March, Ukraine's drone campaign has knocked out 40% of Russia's total oil export capacity. Perm is just the latest addition to that list. When Ukraine can strike the same city twice in 24 hours, 1,500 kilometers away, is there any energy infrastructure in Russia that's still out of reach? Above the clouds, a Wild Hornets pilot from the Dragon's anti-aircraft unit tracked and struck a Russian Shahed drone before it could reach its target. Signum Battalion, and this is what a full-spectrum operation looks like. Not just infantry strikes, not just drone interceptions, everything at once. Russian soldiers targeted on the ground, logistics routes disrupted, communication systems hit, vehicles destroyed, and Russian drones taken down before they can complete a single reconnaissance run. Signum doesn't specialize in one target type. They work through the entire chain. Cut the supplies, blind the reconnaissance, stop the movement, neutralize the infantry. By the time Russian units realize what's happening, the entire support structure behind them is already compromised. Always one step ahead. That's the standard they set for themselves on the Lyman front. In the Pokrovsk sector, Scalia pilots located 3 Russian T-72 tanks, camouflaged, dug in, positioned to hide. The FPV drones found every single one. 3 tanks, 3 strikes. None of them move anymore. Steel border unit, border guards on the North Slobozhansky and Kursk directions. And this is one operation's worth of results. An artillery piece destroyed, an ammunition depot gone, 3 vehicles hit, 3 communication antennas taken down, 3 shelters eliminated, 4 confirmed losses on the Russian side. Look at the target variety here. Artillery, logistics, communications, infantry, all in a single operation. When border guard units consistently deliver results like this, has the line between frontline combat units and support units completely disappeared in this war? 63rd Mechanized Brigade, 3rd Army Corps. Their FPV drones are everywhere. Russian artillery, mortars, vehicles, quad bikes, motorcycles, ammunition depots, generators, antennas, shelters, and the soldiers inside. Every target type located and struck by the 1st Battalion. This is FPV dominance. No target too small, no position too hidden. The drone finds it, engages it, moves on. Methodical, relentless. When one battalion can erase every level of Russian battlefield infrastructure, how do you even defend against this? The 34th Marine Brigade is running this operation around the clock, targeting drone operators directly rather than their drones. Is this the most effective way to protect civilian areas from aerial attacks? Oleshki, Kherson region. And this time, Ukraine is targeting the source directly. Russian drone pilots operating on the left bank of the Dnipro, the ones directing strikes on Kherson civilian areas. Ukraine's 34th Marine Brigade made them the priority. Reconnaissance drones locate them first. Then strike drones finish the job. The operators who were sending drones over Kherson became targets themselves. This is a deliberate shift in strategy. Don't just intercept the drones, find the pilots launching them and remove them from the battlefield permanently. No pilot means no strike. No strike means Kherson gets one more day without an attack from above. That's everything for today. Here's where things stand as of April 30th, 2026. Day 1527 of this war. Over the past day, 177 combat engagements were recorded, with the heaviest fighting in Pokrovsk, Huliapol, and Kostiantynivka. Russian total losses have now crossed 1,330,290 personnel. On the southern front, small Russian assault groups continue trying to infiltrate through tree lines, but Ukrainian search and strike operations are containing them. Ukraine's long-range campaign keeps expanding. For the second day in a row, Ukrainian drones struck the Perm refinery, 1,500 kilometers inside Russia. Interceptor drone production has already doubled this year, compared to all of 2025. The front holds, the drone war intensifies. Subscribe for daily Frontline coverage. No agenda, just the footage and the facts. See you in the next one.